Hi guys, I'm Mike and this is F1 Fanatics. Welcome back to the F1 Weekly News Show, and it has been a relatively quiet week in the news of F1, other than obviously the main fact that Antonio Giovinazzi has been re-signed for Alfa Romeo for the 2020 season. So as it was a quiet week, I thought what I'd do is I'd give a look at a bit more detail of why Alfa have come to that decision to retain Antonio Giovinazzi for the 2020 season, and also my thoughts on him going forward. I know Raz did a video on him just yesterday, and that was very good as well, on his thoughts on Antonio Giovinazzi's future beyond 2021. So make sure to go and check that one out. And guys, if you are new around here, don't forget you can subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification, and you can keep up to date with all our latest content just like this. Anyway guys, let's take a deeper look in at Antonio Giovinazzi. So, Antonio Giovinazzi, the 25-year-old driver from Martina Franca in Italy, has just completed, well, he's 2 races away from completing his first full season within Formula 1. He came up against very experienced teammates in Kimi Raikkonen in his first season of F1, and here's just going to be a look at the stats of how he's compared up to Raikkonen. So with the 19 races to date, obviously some of the race results have only been included for races that they have both finished in. So points, it's Giovinazzi has 4 versus Raikkonen's 31. In races, Giovinazzi has 2 compared to Raikkonen 14, beating his teammate. Qualifying is 8 to 10 in Raikkonen's favour, and fastest laps is 8 to 11 in Raikkonen's favour. And his highest finished position was 9th for Giovinazzi, and Raikkonen has a 7th place finish, and that is, he's done that on 3 occasions this season. So if we first look at those stats overall, it looks like Raikkonen has absolutely blown his rookie teammate out of the water. But we have to obviously compare these things. Raikkonen is a vastly experienced driver, and when Giovinazzi did get used to kind of getting in the car, it was only competitive really for a couple of races before it has really dropped off the cliff and not been competitive there. Obviously you have to hit the ground running as a rookie, and Raikkonen pretty much scored all his points in the first half of the season. But yes, Giovinazzi hasn't compared great to Raikkonen statistically. But if we break that down to the second half of the season stats only, then Giovinazzi has 3 points compared to Raikkonen's 1. In races, Giovinazzi is still losing to Raikkonen 1 to 4, but in qualifying he actually leads Raikkonen 5 to 3, and he has a higher position gained, that 9th position that he gained in Monza, compared to Kimi Raikkonen's 10th place that he gained. For me, that clearly shows that Antonio Giovinazzi has improved, he has got better, and you know, there's certainly a reason for him being kept on as an Alfa driver there, because he was rusty. It had been a couple of years, I think it was from 2017 that he got his first opportunity within an F1 car, so go from there. But there guys, there is a look at the stats in favour of Giovinazzi. I'm going to give my general thoughts. I think Giovinazzi, I mean, you saw it in mine and Ash's kind of mid-season reviews. We thought that he needed to have a really good second half of the season to really convince Alfa that he was worthy of getting another shot in F1 next season, compared to, yeah, other talent that is out there. Obviously Nico Hülkenberg being one, for example, who is without a seat in F1 next year, and obviously being close to Frank Vasseur as well. I don't think people would have been surprised if Alfa had gone that way. But for me, in that second half of the season, he has shown improvement. That Alfa has become incredibly uncompetitive really quickly, in the fact that 8th, 9th and 10th in the league, which is Alfa, Haas and Williams, they've just been so far back for the majority of this second half of the season that, yeah, it's been really difficult for anything. So for Giovinazzi in his home Grand Prix to get his best performance of the season so far, under that pressure of being an Italian driver in a big Italian manufacturer team and being obviously a Ferrari junior, that was massive for him, and massive pressure for him to put in a performance just like that. He has, in that second half of the season as well, beaten Raikkonen, which qualifying is always a strength of Raikkonen as well. He obviously had his natural pace in his youth. It has deteriorated a bit as he has got older, but still to convince to beat a teammate with the experience that Kimi Raikkonen possesses, it really is impressive from Antonio Giovinazzi in this second half of the season. For me also, he's a rookie, and I said the uncompetitiveness of Alfa towards the end. I mean, you look at someone like George Russell, who no one's calling for George Russell and saying that it's a surprise that he's maintained his seat for 2020, and he's been in uncompetitive Williams all season. Well, as the Alfa has become uncompetitive, you can't really be harsh on Giovinazzi for that. Even Kimi Raikkonen has struggled to handle this Alfa in the second part of this season, and obviously he's the most experienced driver on the grid. Also, you have to bear in mind with that rookie is you have junior programs set in place to give young drivers an opportunity, and yes, he has been given one full season, and obviously that is shorter than some people have gone, but if you invest all this time in a young driver's program, why would you not take the time to invest with a guy who is showing signs of improvement to go 2020, let's see what you can do. Are you going to be worthy of a seat in 2021? I know obviously some people think that this might be his last year in an Alfa seat, or at least within F1, because you have the likes of Mick Schumacher and Robert Schwartzman coming through the Prema and Ferrari junior program as well. In Formula 2 for next year, and it really is going to be, they're going to be knocking on the door. So Giovinazzi is going to have to perform well in 2020 to secure his seat for 2021, but I think certainly this year he's earned the opportunity or earned the right to be given an opportunity to carry on to improve in 2020, and hopefully Alfa get back to the competitiveness they showed in the first half of the season compared to where they've drifted off in this second half of the season. But I think overall it's been a tough rookie season for Giovinazzi. All the rookies have faced individual challenges kind of quite unique to them. Albon obviously getting promoted to the big team, Lando Norris having to deal with the frustration of the technical difficulties he suffered throughout the year, George Russell having to race in a massively uncompetitive car, and Giovinazzi competing against one of the most experienced teammates within the grid that would generally make anyone look bad up against, even fellow experienced drivers within the grid. You generally back Kimi Raikkonen to beat them. So Antonio Giovinazzi, it hasn't been a sensational rookie year, but it's certainly been a rookie year that I feel that has provided enough progress and enough kind of promise that he can continue. Like I said at the start, make sure you check out Raz's thoughts. He doesn't think Giovinazzi, I think, is that talented, and he doesn't see him in 2021, but make sure you go and check out and see how he kind of argues that point. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. But guys, Antonio Giovinazzi is confirmed as the second driver for Alfa in 2020 alongside Kimi Raikkonen, which leaves Nico Hülkenberg's F1 career, it looks like, over, unless kind of new teams come in the future, and he still keeps himself around things. But congratulations to Antonio Giovinazzi. But guys, that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear. Do you think it's the right move giving Antonio Giovinazzi the seat for next year? Do you see him a future beyond next year? Do you think he might retain that seat in 2021? Do you think he's got any potential, being a Ferrari Academy graduate to Formula 1? Does he have any potential of making it into Ferrari one day? Be great to hear your thoughts, guys. And guys, if you like this video, don't forget you can give it a thumbs up. And if you are new around here, like I said earlier, don't forget you can subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification, and you can keep up to date with all our latest content, just like this video. But for now, you F1 fans, keep racing.